There are 979 bridges in Wisconsin, 661 bridges in Minnesota in poor condition, along with nearly 7,000 miles of highway between your two states that need repair. And now, after years of talking about infrastructure, we're finally getting it done. Finally. And by the way, instead of Infrastructure Week, we're going to have an infrastructure decade. Decade. Look. Back in January, I announced the largest investment in our bridges in American history, a total of $40 billion in funding for bridge improvement. $40 billion, including $12.5 billion to fix the most economically significant bridges in this country, like the Blatnick Bridge. And on top of that, over the next 5 years, based on formula funding, the bipartisan infrastructure law will provide Minnesota an estimated $5.4 billion and Wisconsin $5.4 billion for highways and bridges. We sure don't want you to miss any of the Vikings-Packer games. Oh, man, you guys talk to one another? Well, we don't much in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, but that's a different story. In addition, even more funding is available to the states through competitive programs. So I believe your governor are going to put their heads together and secure the funding they need to finally get this done. Putting hard-working Americans on the job, rebuilding this bridge with U.S. steel, keeping commerce flowing freely, and keeping families in Superior and Duluth safer and better connected. But this legislation is about much more than the bridge or the bridges. It's about opportunity. Opportunity across the region and across the country. Investing in your port, your airports, and more. This isn't just about bridges and highways. It goes much beyond that. And I'm here at the intersection of all of these things. Your airport, your ports, the river, the lake, the bridges, the highways. It's also about the historic investments we're making in the Great Lakes. I don't have to tell anyone here. I went to school and I grew up on one, not grew up, but I lifeguarded on one of the Great Lakes out in Syracuse, New York. The Great Lakes provide drinking water for 41 million people. They support more than 1.3 million jobs. And 2 weeks ago, I visited Lorain, Ohio. And I announced an investment, something we've been promising a long time, all the places that have to be repaired, both in Canada and in the United States. But I announced $1 billion from the bipartisan infrastructure law, accelerating cleanup of sites where polluted waters and wastewater treatments have given the Great Lakes and put them at great risk, including the St. Louis River, which flows between your states. One study found that for every dollar spending cleaning up the Great Lakes, we generate $3 to $4 in economic benefit. It's a good investment, and it's badly needed. There's more fresh water in these lakes than any other single place in the whole world. Folks, it's not only the investment we're making in the Great Lakes. On the opposite end of Lake Superior, from where we stand, the Soo Locks connect this lake to other Great Lakes. Those locks are a gateway, connecting the things that we make here in this country to the rest of the world. 7,000 vessels and 90% of America's iron ore move through those locks every year. That ore makes nearly all the high-strength steel that goes into American-made cars and appliances. In January, I announced nearly $500 million to upgrade the Soo Locks, moving goods faster while reducing costs, creating a hell of a lot of jobs and maintaining them. We're also doubling the investment we're making in our ports, including the Port of Duluth Superior, which was awarded $8.4 million grant to make critical improvements. Along with a $12 million investment for the Army Corps of Engineers to reconstruct the dock wall, the vessel yard, and the Luth Harbor Basin. Look, these investments will help fortify our port while strengthening the local economy. When we use taxpayers' dollars to build America, we buy American.